All right, so I'm gonna let this short clip run, and then I'll talk about it after.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So check it out. After the game,
Do you know how I get up for my game? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? That's right. Air Jordan, Air Jordan, Air Jordan. Mike, what's up? Oh, money, why you want to do that?
When Michael came along, it changed basketball forever.
Oh, Mike, man. That's cold, man.
But also, it was the biggest fundamental change in how players were marketed in the history of sports. Michael Jordan had the personality and the talent to be a brand in and of himself. And their approach from day one was something we'd never seen before.
The Converse weapon, that's to shoot, that's magic, do what he was born to do.
Maybe so, but that's not all. They let Isaiah play like he's 10 feet tall.
Jordan comes into the NBA against the backdrop of Converse. Converse owns the NBA at this point.
Number one weapon in the NBA.
They've got Magic, they got Larry, but neither Larry or Magic are getting a whole lot from it, really, other than, a commercial here and there. Nike changed the landscape.
1984, sports agent David Falk went to Nike with an idea for a signature shoe for one of his new clients.
I think David Falk represented just a different prototype of agent.
The marketing of basketball players will never be the same.
One that wasn't just focused on collecting a percentage of a player's salary, but one that could see where this was going.
All right, so it's pretty clear that Nike and Jordan, what they were able to come together and do, just absolutely revolutionized sports marketing. It was the first of its kind, the way they marketed him as an individual in a team sport, and the signature shoe line with the new shoe every year. And you see how they've tried to duplicate it after, not only with other Nike athletes, but then, Reebok and Adidas and other brands trying to duplicate, this magic that Nike and Jordan were able to come together and do. It's like it was just perfect timing, in a sort where the league was becoming globalized. It's in the midst, or it's coming on, on the heels of Magic and Bird revitalizing the NBA itself. So things were, basketball was becoming more popular than it had been. This is leading up to the Dream Team. Leading up to, the internet. The early stages of the internet and what that would become. It was like the perfect storm. And, before Michael Jordan and Nike, did what they did, like, sneakers for fashion wasn't really a thing. Sneakers were, they called them gym shoes for a reason, And Mike made them cool to wear off court. And then, not that sneakers weren't being worn off court at all, but, it wasn't really a thing yet. And then it started becoming a thing. And what's crazy is you could easily make the case that, not just Jordans, but Nikes and other shoes in general, because obviously other brands are trying to, duplicate what Nike has done. They're more popular now. Like, Jordans are more popular now than they ever were when he was playing. And to me, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy to me. And it trickles down to other Nike products, like the Air Force One. It's more popular now than it ever was. And that shoe originally came out in 1982. I wasn't even born in 82 yet, And it's more popular now than it's ever been, in the last, I guess that's 38 years now. To the point where the general consumer now is like chasing after this shoe just because it's become such a mainstream fad, if you want to call it. But I guess I can't really call it a fad because fads come and go, but it's become a mainstream staple now, athletic shoes for fashion. And I'm sure this will vary with different parts of, different locations where people live. But a lot of us that are old enough, we were, buying Jordans, whatever, before it became before sneakerheads were a thing, It might have just been because, you're just a Michael Jordan fan, you want a shoe, or, you play basketball, and you want to play in the shoe that Michael Jordan wears, he's the best player. Or, of course, there's always those people that didn't even play basketball, they just thought the shoes looked cool, or always, even in the late 80s and the 90s, the Jordan sneaker was a status symbol in school, but it's like now it's it's so penetrated the market that the average consumer is chasing after these shoes. And like I was saying before, with the location wise, I don't know about where some of you live. Maybe if you're in a bigger city, it might have been different. But personally, I didn't wait in a line for sneakers until 2004. The Olympic 7s in 2004 was the first line I ever waited in to buy some shoes. And even then, it was like maybe 7 or 8 deep. It wasn't anything crazy. And there was 4 stores in that mall that had them. So it wasn't really, we're just, waiting for the store to open. No big deal. And that was back when, all you had to do was go to the store Saturday morning and, just be there 10 a.m., get your size, and go home. And prior to that, if you want to go back to, the early 2000s, even, and then mid-90s, late 90s, of course, you didn't even have to go there on release date, because that was back, shoes weren't selling out regularly back then. They would, the previous year's Jordan was regularly available when the new Jordan came out, I'm sure a lot of you were getting getting shoes for school, and you had a choice. And maybe your mom or your parents weren't, going to pay for the new Jordan, but the old Jordan was on clearance or on sale, so you were able to get, the last year's Jordan or whatever. And now it's just like, man, the loops and hoops you have to jump through just to buy some shoes is crazy. I mean, obviously there was a time in the mid and late 2000s where you're camping out at malls overnight and all this other nonsense, and then you got to the point where they were doing raffles, and and now you have this silly sneakers app where most people catch L's on sneakers, every Saturday weekly, catching an L, and it's just crazy the demand for sneakers now, all because of this, all because of the way this perfect storm that Nike and Jordan were able to come together and and make it happen. And I know I've been making a lot of sneaker related videos on the channel, so I know a lot of you are sneakerheads. That's how you found my channel. And just drop me a comment drop me a comment down in the comment section, like what has your experience been throughout this journey buying sneakers, if you were buying J's back in the 90s, early 2000s, before it was become such a thing now. And how do you feel about it now, as far as the difficulty it is to give this company your money for their product? It's almost like they don't even want it, It's crazy. But anyway, that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching the video. More highlight videos coming. All right, peace.